Hey everyone. I know I said I was gonna wait till Five Nights at Freddy's 3 to do a full game theory kind of thing. Um, Thursday theory um, video on Five Nights, and I do stand by that. But I do want to cover a small mini thing for it. Um, Mainly because, I was just watching a couple of videos on it, and here's the thing. In the original game, on night 4, the phone guy calls up and he pretty much is fucked. Um, Granted, he's facing fear a lot better than most people I know, but he's freaking out because, well, he's about to die. Basically, Foxy's banging on the left door. You hear the Troubadour March. You hear the other two animatronics wheezing in the background, and he's pretty much like, I'm shit out of luck, I'm about to die. So, just be careful, because I didn't make it my 4th night, and I'm guessing maybe you will, maybe you won't. That's why I have this on the office, the left door. And, then you hear the animatronic scream, and the thing fizz, and you realize, oh shit, he pretty much got stuffed into a suit. Probably not one that's currently in use. I think it's one in the back room, to be perfectly honest, because it's not indicated that once you're in the suit, you're moving around. And it's clear from a lot of the images that the 4 original animatronics do have their endoskeletons in them. So, and I think the reason you can see the second set of teeth in Chica's mouth is more because if you look at the muzzle on Foxy, on Bonnie, and on Freddy, they're much longer than the beak on, and bigger than on the beak on Chica. So you're probably going to see more of the inside of the mouth if you get a nice close-up look, which you tend to do with the 3 main animatronics. And with Foxy, he's usually far away, so you don't get like a blah in the face with him. So, just as a little aside, I don't think Chica is where the phone guy ended up. He may have ended up in a Chica suit, but I don't think that's where he ended up, that particular one that's chasing you around. Well, trying to get you. Now, a lot of people have talked about, which animatronic killed, the phone guy, and there are a lot of good theories out there. But the one I agree with is, well, let's look at the facts. Okay. Foxy, Freddy, and Bonnie all attack from the left door. Chica only attacks from the right. So, and the phone guy is probably in the same office you are, and probably was a week before the one doing this. So things probably operated about the same. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to tell you half the shit he told you. That being said, okay, Freddy only attacks you if you have both doors closed during the last night, or if the power goes out. Usually if you hear him doing the da 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 da, he's somewhere else in the building trying to scare you. Usually, say, in the kitchen or in one of the other rooms, or maybe on the stage. I don't think he does it on the stage, but possibility. We won't rule that out. But he won't do it in the light when he's nearby. So, that being said, that means, well, it can't be Freddy who did it. Power didn't go out. If the power had gone out, the phone probably wouldn't be working. The doors still wouldn't be closed, and there's a reason I think one of the doors was closed. And he probably still wasn't checking, the camera, and he wouldn't... Well, I don't know if he's checking the camera, but pretty much, like all evidence points to, the lights were still on. Because another thing is, you hear all the other noises, you wouldn't be hearing them in the darkness, you would just be hearing the Troubadour March. Now, why do I think one of the doors is closed? Well, when Foxy runs at you, you have a split second to close the west door, the left door. So, When Foxy hits it, he starts banging on it, trying to get in. And you hear the bang, 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 bang. You hear the bang, 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 bang in the phone call when he dies. That means Foxy isn't in the room. Foxy couldn't have done it. And because Bonnie would have to go through that door too, according to the programming, Bonnie didn't do it either. So that leaves one animatronic, Chica. And before you ask, no, I don't think it was Golden Freddy, because you would have been hearing weird... the weird sounds Golden Freddy makes too. So, and you don't hear that. So pretty much all the signs do point to Chica being the one who got the guard, who killed him. Because what probably happened, here's what I think happened. The guy's making the phone call, he's probably checking the camera, but he realizes he's running out of power, so he already thinks he's going to die. He sees Foxy is running out, so he shuts the door. This isn't good, it's wasting more power. He can't look at the camera, so he calls on the phone with the last phone call and says, hey, I'm not going to make it. Does his thing. Just be careful, manage your power. They're going to get a lot worse on night 5, that sort of thing. Pretty much trying to get as much information out as he can. Meanwhile, Freddy's wandering around, and you're hearing the Troubadour March, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, all over the building, which is not helping. But he doesn't realize that Chica is at the other door, so he probably went up to check the camera again without closing the other door, because he doesn't want to waste power. And he doesn't do the light thing to check for Chica, because again, he doesn't want to waste power. And Foxy being on the door is probably draining the power even faster. So when he put that camera down while talking, oh no was his last words. And he ended up getting killed. So I think what happened to the phone guy was like a player not being able to play the game properly, or getting so stressed out on night 4 that they ended up getting a game over. That's my guess anyway. And by the way, no, I don't think this is a dream of a serial killer or anything like that. But yeah, I think what happened was pretty much the poor phone guy, as I break things, who I think worked there longer than you think, because it's the same voice, so I'm going to assume it's the same phone guy from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. He worked at the second one, then he worked at the first one. And he probably worked at the original one, too. The Fredbear's Diner. So that's probably why he knows so much about the establishment and what's going on, but unfortunately he didn't make it to make it through his week, unfortunately. And yeah, it's kind of shitty, it kind of sucks that happened to him, at least that's my guess. And I'm only saying this because he knows a lot about... Like, he feels like he knows more than he's letting on, but I don't think it's, like, in a bad way. I think it's more of he doesn't want to scare you off the job. So, yeah. That being said, this is just a mini theory, because I can kind of do this sort of separate from Five Nights 3 and even Five Nights 2 a little bit. Because what it is that it pretty much is a very simple thing you can analyze just from the first game, what happened to the phone guy who killed him, and you can just look at the animatronics and figure out that maybe, he's probably in an empty suit in the back somewhere. He even says in the phone call, check the back, meaning he's not walking around, he's in the back somewhere and they haven't checked for him yet. So, perceivably, either they did find him and they took out his body, and he's probably in a grave somewhere, which is, like, the more hopeful one here, or, he's probably still rotting in the back room at the time of the game. Which, you know, if I was working there, I'd be a little freaked out and quit that night if I made it that far. And didn't quit because of all the other shit. I'm sorry. Yeah. The, But I figured I'd go into that because I saw another video talking about it, and I do kind of agree that makes the most sense because it is, like, obvious. I mean, if 3 comes out and it says, like, Bonnie or something killed him, then somebody flipped around the animatronics before we got there because that is a dick move. But I think it was Chica who did it. I think it was Chica that killed him because she's the only one who could have gotten into the room during that time. That being said, I do want to point out the, again, that, you know, if Scott says it was, say, Bonnie or Freddy who did it, or Foxy who did it, then that's word of God, and that means maybe he opened the door thinking, you know, it was safe to open it, but you don't hear the door opening. That's why I'm, like, skeptical that happened. And he clearly started the phone call after he closed the other door. Although, my one question is, and I don't think this will ever be answered, is these doors go down. And I would think that if the power went out and they were down, they would stay down, only because you don't really need power to hold something down, even with magnets. They would just, you know, stay there. They would stay, gravity would hold them in place. Just a thought. I don't know, maybe it's like a fail-safe in case of a fire, that the minute the power goes up, the doors automatically go up, so if there's a fire in the building, you don't die. That's the only thing I could think of, which, yeah, would actually make a lot of sense. It's weird, but it actually would make a lot of sense to have a safety feature like that. That's like, and I would think that would have been around, like, before the animatronics started killing people. I do have, like, my own suspicions on that, thinking about, like, the second and third game, but I don't know if I want to get into it until, well, I probably could, because it's sort of, like, the third game is different, because it is, like, in the future. It's confirmed to be in the future, so the timeline would be the second, the third, the second, the first, and the third in that universe. So maybe I could talk about that in, like, a separate mini-series, like, why I think it stayed open as long as it did, and if other guards did die to it, so I could probably go into that. And in fact, I might do, like, a Freddy, you know, if I can't think of anything else, I'll probably, like, record it as, like, a, well, I ran out of material, and 3 isn't out yet, so I'll talk about this, or 3 is out, and I'm just releasing this before that to talk about, and then I'll do, like, a big, long video with, like, corrections and stuff in it for when 3 comes out, and there's more information on 3. At least that's what I want to do. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!